Hello. I want to ask you a question. If I came to you and I put down a legal document in front of you and I said to you, please sign the document, but don't read it. I want you to trust me. You just sign it and I'll tell you all of the details afterwards. What would you say to me? You'd say, Rabbi, you're a nice guy. I like you, but I'm not doing this. Everybody that in America would tell you, signing a document without reading the fine print, you're asking for trouble. You're literally asking for trouble. Why? Because we've experienced it so many times that these things never work out. These trust me issues never ever work out. There's always one little sentence or a paragraph that you say, well, you put that in there? Well, what would your lawyer say? You didn't read it? What are you, some kind of dummy? Who in America signs a contract without reading it first? But let me tell you something. This is exactly what the Jewish people did when they first met God in the desert. He came to them and he said, hey, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to receive the Torah? And what did the Jews say? Naseh v'nishma. We will do and we will listen. Let me repeat that. We will do and we will listen. Normally your lawyer says, first do the listening, do the reading, do your due diligence, and then you'll do something. You'll sign on the bottom line. But what did the Jews do in the desert? Naseh v'nishma. We will do and we will listen. Exactly the opposite of everything that you're told here in the United States. Why? And why do I bring this up today? Well, because next week we are going to be celebrating a holiday called Shavuot. You're thinking, Rabbi, you just made that up, right? I mean, there's no holiday Shavuot. I mean, I celebrate all of the big Jewish holidays. We know Pesach, we know Rosh Hashanah, we got Yom Kippur, we got Hanukkah, but there's no Shavuot. Where's Shavuot? Who's Shavuot? No one has. I'm telling you, there's a holiday called Shavuot. And not only is there a holiday called Shavuot, it's actually one of the big three holidays. There's Pesach, Passover, Sukkot, and Shavuot. But Shavuot never really caught on to the American imagination. Maybe because it's only 2 days long and it comes a few weeks after Passover, which you've already celebrated with your family. So maybe that's the reason. That this is a legitimate holiday. And the Torah tells us that 50 days after Passover to celebrate this holiday of Shavuot. And one of the reasons we celebrate it, it's called the Festival of Weeks, is because it is the anniversary of God's giving the Torah to the Jewish people over 3,300 years ago. Now that is a monumental event. I mean, it is the seminal event within Jewish history. There's no other event that compares to it at all. And yet at that very time when Moses came down to the Jewish people as an intermediary from God, and he said to them, hey, would you people like to take the Torah? And the Jewish people, with one voice and one heart and one spirit, all said together, Naseh v'nishma. We will do anything that God tells us to do because we trust him. We know that whatever he's going to command us is for our well-being. There's nothing in the Torah that is there to hurt us. There's no way that God, who lovingly and carefully took us out of Egypt with a strong arm and a mighty hand, was going to really inflict any kind of pain upon us or try to trick us in any way. So what do we have to lose? Naseh v'nishma. We will do. The details, they'll follow. But we trust you implicitly. We put our faith in your hands, God. No matter what, through thick and thin, we will not let go of you because we know that you will not let go of us. Over the 3,300 years, there have been some great times in Jewish history, and there's been some not so great times within Jewish history. But this holiday comes to remind us once again that our connection with the Almighty and our connection with the Torah is not based upon logic. It's not based upon rationale. It's not based upon a contract that both of us sit down and agree upon, like you're writing with your employer or you're writing with a new team that you've signed, or when you buy a house or you buy a car. It's nothing like that. Our connection with the Torah and with the Almighty, that this rounds out the circle. The Jews, God, and the Torah are all one, is based upon a super-rational idea. It's based upon the idea that our essence, who we really are, is based upon those words in the Torah. That can't be based upon logic or reason or rationale. That has to go a lot deeper. In order for us to be able to overcome all of the difficulties that were thrown at us during our history, and believe me, boy, oh boy, were there some difficulties. I mean, we've had fastballs and curveballs and knuckleballs and spitballs thrown at us, and we've had batters chasing us with bats. We've run the gamut, and we're still here. Whereas there's many great countries that have risen up, made a lot of noise, and they're long gone. The Babylonians, the Romans, the Persians, the Greeks, all set aside, the dustbin of history. But who's still here? The Jews. And we're relevant. Not only are we here, we make a difference. And that's because we don't base our faith upon what's written in the contract. That we need to understand the contract. We go much deeper than that. We trust God. We put our faith in God. And that's why we've been able to sustain all these years. So it's probably prudent when I come to you and I say, please sign the contract, and you say you won't until you read the fine print. That's probably a good thing to do. It's probably a good thing to do when your banker asks you to do that, or a real estate agent asks you to do that, or a lawyer, or somebody else. But when it comes to God, the Torah, and us, we don't need prudence. We need faith and trust. And that's what our forefathers and our foremothers showed us at Mount Sinai. And it's been a good thing that they did. And we need to continue doing that. So if there's a moment in time when you feel that you need a stronger connection to Judaism, but you're afraid because you'd like to know all of the details beforehand, set that aside. Believe me, or in other words, trust me. It's a wonderful thing. It's a really great thing to get more involved in Yiddishkeit. Even if you're not ready logically or rationally to do something, take a leap of faith. It turned out in our long history that that was a good thing. And when we swim in the sea of Torah, nothing is going to go wrong because we're in God's hands. I want to wish you a happy Shavuot. It's a time when we eat a lot of dairy. You could look it up and Google it. And till next time, jump for it, go for it, because you'll love it. Take care.